Political commentator Jason Unruhe joins us now from Ontario. Mr. Unruhe, how do you see the recent barbs, as we've used in the item, being exchanged between China and the United States, once again surfacing on the issue of trade?
Well, I think that this certainly indicates the growing tension between the two countries. It's very obvious that both of them require each other in order to get by. The United States cannot simply just stop importing from China. China is too large of a manufacturing space for the world. Now, there has been some indications that the United States have been importing from other countries now. Much of those goods that they were purchasing from China now coming from Vietnam, Cambodia, various other countries that also engage in manufacturing. None of them, however, large enough to supplant China for that role. I think it's very clear that this goes beyond simple just trade. The United States is worried about the Belt and Road Initiative spearheaded by China. They're worried about a lack of influence in the world as China is increasing its influence. And this Belt and Road Initiative will no doubt create many new opportunities for China that the United States are not going to be a part of. I'm sure they'll have connections to the road, but they won't be the masters of it that China will be. I think what we're definitely seeing is a competition between two international powers, the United States and China, over the economic future of the world, and particularly those countries, primarily in Africa, which have not yet fully entered the global economy. And I think that the problem is that the United States sees this competition by China as just too much. And I think that's what's really behind these tariffs, despite any kind of rhetoric about putting America first, something like that. This is about undermining China and reinforcing the U.S.'s hegemonic role in the world.
Well, we've been warned of the global ramifications and repercussions of this trade war. Do you think that there's some light at the end of the tunnel, that the two will reach a point of compromise?
I think that eventually they will come to some kind of compromise. The fact is the United States needs China and China needs the United States. So they are going to get together eventually and hash out some kind of agreement. It's kind of disheartening given that it is the United States that has been responsible for this entire situation from the beginning and has caused such, because people depend on stability of trade in order to carry out business. If they're worried that Donald Trump is going to change his mind tomorrow and completely raise tariffs on something that they import from China, well, that throws a lot of questions into that business. But at the end of the day, they do require each other, and as a result of that, they probably will come to some agreement sooner or later.
Political commentator Jason Unruhe joining us from Ontario. Thank you, Mr. Unruhe.